Hey, okay, it is Saturday, October 14th. I have a market tomorrow. It's my first like real big market of the season. I'll be one of like 60 vendors, which I don't know, for me that's huge. But I'm really excited. I did this one in the spring and it was great. My only complaint then I think was the weather, and hopefully that won't be a complaint this time because today is magic outside and tomorrow is supposed to be as well. So fingers crossed, it's just gonna be great. And I am actually now going to go restock my little It's Wonky shop that's inside of the store that's hosting the market tomorrow, because I'll be selling in the parking lot and I'll also have my little shop inside. So it's kind of like I'll have two booths. So I just wanted to update that and make sure everything looks good because I haven't gone in a couple of weeks. But the last time that I went, I got my check for the first month that I've been there and I made money. I think I made in total like $400, and then I pay $150 for rent, and then they take some out of each sale. So I can't remember what that percentage is, but I made around $200 like profit, which is awesome for me because I didn't really have to do anything. I think I spent like $50 on my shelves. So that was like the major initial setup cost, which is great because now from here on out, it's pretty much just profiting because I'm not making necessarily anything extra for it. It's kind of just a great place for my one-off pieces and pieces that haven't sold at my pop-ups. And I think I'm just gonna keep utilizing it for that because obviously people are buying the things. So yeah, I'm gonna go restock that so that way it looks fresh and lovely for tomorrow. And then I just need to put all of the shelves and bins and things in the car, minus the ceramics. I'll probably put those in tomorrow, and then I'll be ready for the market, which is wild. Oh, I do need to repaint my nails. That's like the last thing on my list to do, which is great. And that will be the second of 6 markets that I'm doing before the year ends. So I have 2 more in November and 2 more in December, which is a lot. But after this one, I'm going to get right back into throwing and making. So that way in 3 weeks time, I will have enough stuff for my first market in November. Come along for the ride. I can't thank you enough for being here. I hope you enjoy another lovely few days, maybe a whole week in my life. We'll see where this goes. But I'm gonna go head to the store now because it is noon and they just opened. So I'm hoping to get in there and restock before they get busy. So let's go do that. It's Monday, a magical Monday. Honestly, the weather outside is so dreamy. I think I'm gonna go plan my week out in the garden and I can't wait. But here is my pop-up review. In one word, great. I didn't really have any cons about the whole thing. The weather was magical. I made about $700, which is only, I think at my solo one, I made closer to 1,000, which is kind of understandable because it was just me, and this market had so many other great vendors that it checks out. But I'm so grateful for how much that I was able to make. I think I sold or like had 21 sales, and my biggest sellers were my hug cups, which is usually how it goes. I did sell mugs, and I haven't sold many mugs in a very long time. I think I sold like 4 or 5, and I even raised the prices of them and then they started selling. I thought that was really funny. I think I mentioned in my last pop-up vlog that I wanted to raise my prices, and this felt like a good time to try it out. And I'm glad that I did, because people weren't intimidated by it. Or if they were, they were still like, I love your stuff so much, or like made a comment about it. So it's like they understood it even if they themselves couldn't afford it. There were still people that valued it or wanted it enough, and it didn't seem like ridiculous to them to pay $40 for a mug, which it's definitely not. I am glad that I've gotten to that point and felt confident enough to do so, because I was able to sell so many, which is great. And I restocked my shelves at the shop with some of the leftovers, so I added some of the more like Halloween specific things in there, which is great because I won't be having another like spooky vibe market before the month ends, and hopefully they'll sell in there. If not, I get to keep them. We got there around 9:30, left around 6:30, so definitely a long day. And most of my sales probably were from like 12 to 3 for, yeah, like the last half of it was pretty slow for me. There were still a lot of people, but just like not a lot of people actually buying. And I was set up next to the only other like potter there, which was just funny. And it's kind of just a first come first serve vibe. So when we came to set up, we arrived at the same time. So we just got right next to each other, which like at first I was like, should one of us move? Is this like silly? We're the only 2 people here that make pots and we're right next to each other, but it ended up being totally fine. I had a couple people come by who were local and ceramic artists, and got to chat with them about stuff. I don't really have a lot of like pottery friends here. I love that there are people out there who have been doing it for a while and come up and ask me questions of like my techniques and stuff, or like, you really nailed this. I don't know, just saying really nice things. It's kind of like when a teacher like compliments your work and like wants to know the inspiration or like why you did it. And it's like, oh, you're interested. Like, oh, cool. Maybe I do kind of know what I'm doing, or at least my like vision is clear to other people, because sometimes it just feels random. And even though when I see all this stuff together, it makes sense, I'm like, does it make sense to everybody else? That was definitely reassuring and sweet. Overall, a good time. It does get me excited for the holiday ones and the hustle and bustle of it all. And now I have to get back on my wheel, and I really don't want to, but I'm going to. And it's going to be a challenging but fruitful experience. And I don't know why I don't want to. I think I don't want to because, like I've mentioned before, I think I've just like been away from it for so long, and having to do it in my small space is like a challenge. And so that part doesn't excite me. And so then I'm not excited to get on my wheel because of that. But I'm gonna power through because I sold stuff and I want to make new stuff for this market. My last little glazing session honestly like lit a fire in me, which is funny because I didn't even want to glaze any of those things, but all the stuff that I did ended up being like some of my favorites. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna go to the garden and plan out my week. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.